they went pretty well. And one of the things that, like, since it's been a while since I played that matchup, that stood out to me is like how good up air is as a kind of just a random kill move.
Yeah.
It will kill really, really early, and it was one of the most reliable ways that Toussaint at least was getting kills on me.
So SDJ going to be with the Zoltar tag, the crown, Hungrybox, of course, with the patented headband.
It's been wearing it for many years. And this is about what we're going to see for potentially 5 to 7 minutes, maybe even longer. We might be getting
5
timeouts.
is optimistic.
Yeah,
5 is optimistic. 5 is optimistic.
I'm trying to keep the hopes up, keep the energy alive, my friends.
Man. SDJ is just kind of destroying him.
And I think we talked about this before we started the broadcast, right, guys, of like, Puff Dittos can just kind of dissolve into a back air fest, and HBox doesn't play that game that often against other floaties.
I mean, so far, the back air fest has gone all SDJ's way.
Yes.
Everything's going SDJ's way.
One of the big things I'm noticing is it feels like SDJ is totally in control of the platform game, and I think this is just like what makes that back air work so much easier to do. You know, you're controlling more jumps, you're kind of controlling more angles. Already, this is looking so dominant. And I did say before we started, like, this isn't a matchup that I feel HBox is super comfortable with, despite that level of dominance. You know, not losing to Mango since, not losing to anyone since Mango.
He has no jump. He has one more jump.
Just didn't get the good hit of the dash attack.
But still, so much percent for SDJ. I mean,
this is
SDJ
crazy.
is just reading every single thing that HBox wants to go for. We talk about how, you know, a lot of the time in Melee, the spacing comes down to horizontal spacing, right? But in this matchup, it comes down to vertical spacing, right? Are you going to rise up to meet the other Puff? Are you going to be below them? And being above the other Puff is often a really bad position.
Absolutely.
SDJ has been lower than HBox for so much of this set. Finally has to get down.
We haven't seen the up air as a kill off the top yet, as just the move that Puffs can use to read out a drift in, a hard drift in.
Oh
you
my
can just
God!
rip that instead. Back of the shield. We pointed this out time and time again. Back of the shield is such a vulnerable position for Jigglypuff just as a character in general, but to just let that rip is kind of crazy.
It really is, and I think I want to point out as well that I often will say something like,
HBox is reaching.
Oh, he doesn't have that many jumps either. So I often will say that HBox is a very information-based player, and as the set continues, he usually starts to eke out an advantage. But the information you gain in this kind of matchup isn't as valuable. You're not just going to get like a roll, read, rest or something to kind of close it out. If you get rested in this matchup, you often get rested back.
And you know,
this is looking terrible for HBox.
The information HBox is getting right now is I'm losing the game. I'm doomed. I have no chance.
Honestly, the player cam is saying it all, man. Like, HBox looks like
I think he wants to play it.
His soul wants to be playing it. A 4-stock on HBox in the Puff Ditto would be unprecedented.
Unprecedented. So much history has happened at GOML already this weekend. Let's just add one more to the list right here. SDJ, you have the opportunity of a lifetime.
SDJ is making so much use of such a small shield, hitting more backers.
A couple more jumps, yep. That's going to kill. A collective groan from the crowd comes through.
Hungrybox looks like he's pondering some very deep decisions right now.
Now, a JV in the Puff Ditto is also quite insane, as the crowd is asking for that. But
okay. And HBox just says, all right, I did what I needed to not get totally embarrassed.
Guys, I hate to say this because of how rare a situation this is to find a Puff Ditto in a major top 8. HBox would have rather had Toussaint.
Yeah,
when you just think of stylistic differences, the fact that Toussaint loves to play so much more grounded than the rest of the field of Jigglypuff players, HBox eats that up, right? Drill, up smash, kill confirms at like 100 on a lot of stages. It's crazy to see. He's just getting outplayed so significantly.
So I'm trying to figure out, because we've seen so much of it, SDJ's just winning the bear war, right? Like, SDJ's bears are getting better placed, and I'm trying to figure out what they're doing so well to be able to do it. And they're not swinging preemptively as much as HBox is. You see there, HBox just swung maybe 3 times with the bear in a span of 2 seconds.
That's right.
SDJ just came in the middle of those timings and hit HBox there. When they have the advantage, sure, they'll press with a bunch of bears, but the way they're getting those openings is by weaving in between the HBox timings.
100%, yeah. Very well said.
The other thing that's like really difficult for HBox is one of the things that HBox always tries to leverage is kind of like controlling the pace of the game, making his opponent play, you know, his game. That's not happening right now. SDJ totally in control, and HBox kind of needs to figure out, sort of needs to re-familiarize himself with how to play this matchup.
Yeah. We just saw the drill get introduced right here. That was probably the first one from HBox all set. SDJ looked at that and said, you know what, I'm going to copy your notes a little bit and go for that as well. There are good confirms, and you can just get grab off of it as well. So moves the needle a little bit in this matchup, and you see HBox go for it.
Yeah, that is a common thing you'll see a lot in this matchup is like, kind of like how in the Marth ditto when one F smash hits, the other person misses, like, or when one misses, the next one hits. Puff often exchange hits where like one person whiffs and then they get the same exact hit.
Here's the other thing that SDJ's been doing that's really throwing off HBox. SDJ's recovering low every single time. And we've seen HBox even put himself in really precarious situations trying to cover it. I just don't think he's comfortable. He's not familiar with a Puff trying to recover that low.
I think you're 100% right, Zane. It's a lot of, because every time, again, of the few times we can count on probably 1 to 2 hands, we've seen Puff dittos right now in the recent era of Melee. HBox always scouts out, drift in from above, and gets kills with up air, right? We haven't seen any of those yet.
Again, I just really think a lot of it also is coming down to how SDJ is using the platforms. Like, HBox just doesn't feel comfortable contesting that kind of vertical space that Zane was mentioning earlier. And so often he's kind of just playing center, but Puff doesn't care that much about center in the same way like as you would normally have. So getting that kind of leverage to go high, go low, really, really valuable for SDJ. But first kind of corner situation so far, center does still matter here, and then he's already out of it.
Pretty rough position for HBox to have to go for that roll. Watch the way he's facing. That's not going to kill just yet. Next one will. And yeah, you can tell. Look, he's just going for it.
I respect that a lot because SDJ has been falling through the platforms with bears a lot. So I think that's a pretty good read. But SDJ knows that HBox is looking for the up smash right now.
Another big thing that's quite valuable in this matchup is just trades in general. Because Puff is so fragile, you can kind of go for things like, I'm going to throw an up smash. I hope it hits you. Even if we trade, like you might just die off of it. And on Yoshi's of all places, like you can kind of get a little swingy, but again, you still have to pick your spots.
See, grounded position is pretty weird for both of these characters, right? Because we pointed out drill's an option, reading out for a shield drop there once again.
And that was SDJ waiting for a spot dodge.
Yeah, right there, absolutely.
If you saw.
Yeah, that's kill, That SDJ might eliminate HBox at 7.
Oh, it's looking likely right now.
It really is.
Okay, holding the shield in the hand. Shades of Toussaint with that forward smash, but will finally fall in the second stock here. HBox still playing at a huge deficit.
Again, you know, rest not on the table in any capacity. It's just like another kind of Clutchbox nerf.
Unless it's just over. Yeah, it's over.
Yeah, like
Radar was gifted with the gift of prophecy. Be careful you don't go blind soon. 2-0 for SDJ, and it's looked dominant. I'm sure that was last stock, but in a no-win situation for Juan Debiedma.
This is reminding me of Happy Throw to Polish Weekend.
Just drift in.
Where HBox only drifted in
ad
nauseum until he lost the sets. And this is what's happening over and over again. I feel like he's just running himself into patterns that don't work against SDJ, and SDJ is just outplaying.
Well, here's the thing. I think, to HBox's credit, he's trying different things. We've seen the up tilts come out at the end there. We saw the up smashes. He's been playing a little bit more grounded sometimes, but SDJ is just really ready for it and so willing to hold shield like that, right? Because, oh, wow, you got an up throw. Big whoop, right?
Because the other thing right there that you point out on the platform, Zane, is it becomes a timing mix-up, too. Like we saw in Game 2, HBox was expecting a shield drop because SDJ showed it so much that he was just letting up smashes whiff. And it's pretty zero-sum. Like, you're not advancing the game state. You're not getting a kill off of it because he's just not biting. SDJ doesn't give it.
Center stage doesn't matter. It's what you talked about, Radar.
Yeah, like the thing is when you're off stage, it is still pretty powerful. But in terms of like the positioning, it's not the way you'd see with someone like a Sheik or a Marth where you're in the corner and you're like, this is just terrible. Like I don't know how I'm getting out of here.
Again, it's the whiff punish pairs that they're getting, that SDJ is getting, that are making such a big difference.
And I think it makes sense because HBox is so used to just comfortably throwing out back air in so many matchups, being on the side platform, being off stage even, and just kind of like throwing out several back airs in a row. And SDJ is used to that. It's like, okay, that's going to be, you know, my bread and butter here.
Want to point out specifically the air-to-ground situations between these two players as well. Of course, SDJ has been winning out on a lot of these interactions regardless, but you got to watch the direction the Puff is facing, right? If it's facing forward, we've been seeing HBox roll center a lot of times, but if he's facing forward instead of backwards, that's a 2-frame difference on his roll, so sometimes SDJ can find a punish off of it.
Oh, okay, HBox almost takes the first lead of the set, not quite though.
One thing I will say is HBox has been playing better mix-ups off of his kind of landings. So like he'll sometimes empty land and go for a grab. Sometimes he'll empty land or like look like he's about to land and then drift back and back air. Oh, beautiful tech.
Recoveries.
Yes. I wanted to point that out. Thank you, Zane. But HBox did try to cover it at least that time. So like you said before, he's trying a lot of stuff, but does he have enough runway?
He's figured out something with the low recovery. He's at least going hand-to-hand with SDJ out there.
Again, you know, as much as we've been kind of boosting up SDJ, this is, you know, one of the gods of the game. This is one of the clutchest players in the game. I think it is not impossible for HBox to turn this around at all. We're seeing kind of the adjustments being made, and we're seeing kind of a little bit of unfamiliarity in the matchup kind of start to level out. I like the light shield there as well.
Oh, what good spacing by SDJ, baiting Hungrybox in, preying on his desperation to get something in this match.
What's it going to be right here?
SDJ's so content to retreat off stage, especially because when they're battling in the corner right there, it's been all SDJ for the most part.
Yeah, I'm so glad you pointed out the low angles of approach from SDJ though, Zane, because HBox is literally diving off stage to just try to make anything happen here. A lot of the time it's not working, but I appreciate that he's at least looking for something now.
And yeah, HBox has figured out that grabbing ledge there, he can threaten more what SDJ is trying to do, right? So that's working out really well for him. It's a good adjustment.
Good call out.
Calls out that he's drifted, that SDJ is going to drift low there. HBox gets his first stock lead of the entire set, mostly off of reading SDJ's recoveries.
And now as this drifts straight in right here, SDJ scouts out for up air, but just not even going to give it. You reset, because one neutral win could be a stock.
Oh, could go for a reaction tech chase rest there. Does not. Not a thing that we kind of associate with HBox usually, but still, this has been quite impressive. Dash attack is going to kill. Yeah. 49 though, that's pretty solid. You get a straight back air, and you get that kind of offstage situation, which is what we have now. Tries to cover the low recovery again.
So that time,
watch the rolls, just like I said, right? Faster frame data on the forward rolls means you don't get that punish.
Back air wars, but look how many more back airs per minute HBox throws out as walling. That's not what SDJ does. They try to punish with the back air instead.
Patience from SDJ as well. Like you had pointed out, the willingness to stay on platform and shield, delay his their shield drop as well, and the empty hops, like you said.
Just look at the difference when each of these players jump into the air, right? HBox is immediately mashing that Z button to get those bears out. SDJ is usually empty hopping and just landing with some ambiguous drift. It's such a big difference.
Shield poke drill. It's pretty darn good. Okay, SDJ could equalize right here. Not going to get it.
Another big thing that I've been noticing from HBox is in a bad spot, rather than trying to engage with SDJ on the platforms, HBox will sometimes opt to just go to his own platform. You know, and be like, you know what? I'm going to play the kind of the game that we all know, which is backing off and kind of trying to get some control. But so far, SDJ turning it around a little bit. Yeah. Not a lot of jumps left.
Yeah, but like, what was that up air looking for? You know what I mean? Like, SDJ has positioned low every single time right here. This has to be punished.
Terrible DI by SDJ, but they're still alive for now. HBox trying to scout the low recovery. Randall's going to make things really weird.
Okay, one more jump left.
Wow, this could have been a crazy reversal off of a pretty suboptimal punish from HBox.
SDJ is so patient, doesn't want to potentially give up the minuscule lead that they have by being overeager.
Watch the shields here, folks. Watch the shields here, folks.
Great DI.
SDJ's shield has gotten so small so many times, and yet they never get shield poked because they're always just angling it correctly.
The level of patience is unbelievable, Zane.
HBox's tournament life is on the line, needs to figure out a way to turn this around. You know, even though you might think kind of rest is on the table, that's not really, I think, the main thing they're looking at. They're just trying to get as many openings as they can, build up percent. Even 2%, everything's valuable.
Yeah, wave dash out. Positioning so bad right there.
Hang on.
Don't call out too early, Juan. Wait a second. Okay.
That's all of the jumps, right? I think SDJ's all the jumps, but manages to land.
Counting jumps, important skill in a matchup you probably never play here. That's not going to do it. One or two more is enough.
Oh, no, what's happening? Okay.
We're back in.
Rolls.
The craziest
Were
roll.
those missed shield drops? They're actually just trying to get out.
HBox's crouch there was so necessary.
Oh, no.
Okay.
Oh, no.
Okay, big back air. Needs to get an up air to close it out.
Right here.
Going low again.
Oh, okay.
This is punishable.
That's
This is it. Going to game 4.
Okay.
A sigh of relief comes out. Look at him! What?
Oh my God!
Shit!
Hungrybox challenging.
Never doubt the content god, okay? Never doubt him.
He's winning the tournament.
Hungrybox challenging Zendaya in Challengers. He said, Puff Dittos are a relationship. And for a moment there, we were actually playing Melee.
Yes.
Come on!
Oh my God. Give me the pause, production.
I need someone to cut that together with the Zendaya yells from Challengers. Oh my God. Twitch Warriors, please get on it.
So, as much as it's hard to stay composed after all of that, the question on my mind is, how does HBox deal with Dreamland? Because I feel like leveraging Yoshi's, getting kind of some of these earlier kills, playing more of a positional game. What happens if SDJ slows it down?
So I got an interesting stat here, which usually just amounts to nothing. It is a nothing burger stat. Of the 3% of games HBox has played lifetime that were Puff Dittos, his best stage is Dreamland, and SDJ's worst stage is Dreamland.
And yet, it's SDJ's counterpick.
That's right.
Yeah. I think that kind of shows that SDJ has a game, like a player-specific game plan, which you're going to need to have at this level.
Okay, I mean, listen, just like rule of percentages, SDJ is winning most interactions.
That's right.
Yep. Dreamland is going to make the game go longer. It's going to make more interactions per kill.
Yep.
It makes perfect sense, right?
Watch the roll. Okay. So look specifically at the position. When SDJ positions on the back of HBox's shield, 9 times out of 10 in this set, I've noticed he does wave dash forward as long as he has real estate on the stage.
Yeah.
Otherwise, he's rolling.
I gotta shout out the GOML crowd for watching that little bear war and being like, oh, like it's actually getting some levels of hype. You know?
I like that the GOML crowd knows this is a hype set.
Yeah.
Like there's no disparaging of Puff Ditto here when it's SDJ potentially upsetting Clutchbox himself.
The thing that we really haven't pointed out as well,
as
HBox will fall on his first stock right here, is because this stage is so big, Timeout is very eminent.
Oh yeah, and it's what SDJ won Game 5 of their set against Toussaint with, so.
Look at that, wave dash forward once again from HBox, tries to make some counterplay happen.
Yeah, that's the thing. I do want to clarify, like, the way the corner works in Puff Dittos is just different. Where
That's such a good setup.
That was really beautiful.
He is adapting. He's evolving.
Oh! Just barely doesn't get it.
No, not like this.
I think that was just a mistake. I think that might have been supposed to be a pound. The no charge rollout, I don't know about that.
And maybe that's a sign of nerves. You know, you're playing a really high stakes set. Yes, this is not SDJ's first top 8 and obviously a very experienced player, but they might not have as much confidence as someone who has been doing this time after time after time.
He's been here for all 10 years of GOML since 2014.
And it was 10 years ago or more, the last time, that it was way more, that he lost to a Puff Ditto.
Yeah.
To Mango at pound 4.
He's also just endured a lot. You know, like he's had people pop off on him, you know, so he's been around.
It's been HBox recently.
Okay, like the back air to try to cover the cover on the low end.
SDJ uses the top platform. This is interesting. When SDJ is committing to back airs and they're like, oh, I didn't get anything with it, they go, okay, I'll just use the top platform to reset.
There's the setup again. Yes. And all of that also, by the way, came off the back of SDJ toggled to light shield on top platform and actually put themselves in tumble, which let HBox get a little bit of a mini punish off of that. So keep that in mind as well, because we all talked about SDJ's shields just being so good throughout this set.
And again, I do want to constantly reiterate, like, he is an information-based player. The longer the set goes on, the more he tends to find a way to thread the needle. So, really good stuff.
We said it didn't seem like he was getting much, but he obviously is. He knows SDJ is recovering to ledge every single time. SDJ is always recovering to ledge.
Okay, Pound will get SDJ out of trouble for a little bit. What's the scout out right here? HBox finds his way onto the platform.
This is the thing, too, is like anyone who's played Melee knows that just because you're aware of losing something doesn't mean you can just like adjust immediately. Like SDJ probably knows that they're recovering low, but it's hard to adjust that on the fly, right? Exactly.
Everything in your gut says this was working before.
Yeah, this is good. This is what I do.
It's really hard, even if you're actively
jumps.
Okay. I want to keep an eye out now, though, because we pointed so much out about SDJ's recovery. How does HBox recover in the same situation?
Right.
Is it something that SDJ can steal?
Oh my god, the
because
weight,
it is so clear right now that recovering low is not working anymore.
But guys, the air dodge was a sign of SDJ trying to kind of change the tempo a little bit on that recovery. So it lets HBox go for the up air now.
Look what HBox does. HBox just drifts in high.
Yep.
And SDJ does punish it, but it's such a big difference in the way these two Puff players are recovering.
SDJ crowds in the chant. Wow, shield grab, okay.
All right, this is kind of a bad spot. SDJ doing a good job of controlling stage. Again, that lack of vertical mobility from Puff is a kind of a big deal. You want to be kind of using the platforms to even get up at all.
And a stock lead here now is such an important implication, especially if you're going to threaten the timeout as well. You can just subtract 15, 20 seconds off the clock right now, assuming that other player's just going to hang out on the Angel platform and use that invincibility.
Yeah, and we're on pace for it. We're definitely on pace for a timeout. 2% is all that separates them right now.
Ooh, missed shield drop potentially. HBox looking for a way in.
This is tight. Like I feel like neither player is kind of giving an inch. It feels like so difficult for both of them to get in. I love the verticality of this neutral.
Yep. Slight lead to HBox now, only 4% though.
HBox is playing really different now when SDJ's in the corner.
Yep.
Not approaching, staying grounded, saying, okay, you're going to go to top platform or side platform, and then you're above me, and I like that. Maybe I don't win every interaction, but these interactions are more favored for me.
Massive back air, actually just so huge right here to force an edge guard. No, you're out of jumps. You're going to be running out soon.
Okay.
Yeah, gets the counter up air, really smart again.
HBox, slow, patient, SDJ, all the same. Look at the shield positioning like you had pointed out, Zane.
They never get shield poked. They never get shield poked. It's so crazy. They do so much with so little.
They
got shield poked. They got shield poked. They got shield poked.
Massive lead. We passed the 2-minute warning, folks, but HBox is hanging on to this one. Can force a game 5.
And this is the moment where everyone starts to enjoy Puff Dittos a little bit. When the timeout comes into place, you start to think, okay, anything could happen. How does HBox keep composed, keep the lead? It's looking good.
And again, this is already such a huge lead. Think of the combination of moves SDJ has to go for now, even if they get the stop.
One more back air, though,
now.
close to the edge.
Hang on, up air tries. Okay, doesn't get the drift.
Up air probably still just barely on the edge of not killing.
Yeah,
I think at 111 it might, but like depends on the height, obviously.
There's the shield
now,
poke
though,
once again.
It will.
But HBox is just drifting it high every single time. SDJ's not scouting it. He wants to go for the back air instead. Crazy pound to go for. Let's see.
That's it.
There's the stock.
SDJ.
Does he hang out on platform?
Hold on. That could have slipped away from SDJ.
Yes.
It was so close to just looking unwinnable. But SDJ just manages to win every interaction, keep themselves alive, try to seal it out.
Every hit matters now. Less than 1 minute remaining. SDJ, you can't be hanging on top platform now. You have to start taking initiative.
There's one back air, 8%.
Trades are fine. Trades are so fine for HBox right here. Rest can be scary, though, as we approach the last 30 seconds.
I don't know about rest. I don't know. It's going to be weird. Oh, 55%.
Oh, no.
SDJ's throwing out desperate pounds.
I was going to say the desperation pound, like it
count the jumps as the last few seconds come through. That is the last lose con, I think.
It's over.
So now is the time to talk. Where's the counterpick for HBox?
You mean for SDJ?
Wait a second. Wait a second. HBox is drifting in, throwing a Polish stay.
Wait. No.
He's running out of jumps. You have to touch ground.
Nah, he's good. There's no way, right? There's no way?
He has to send a rest.
Okay.
SDJ had to send a rest right there. That's going to be game 5.
Oh.
Ladies and gents.
HBox is called the Clutchbox for a reason. On the verge of getting 3-0'd. Would be his first Puff Ditto loss in over a decade, and somehow still alive. Somehow.
I have been at Get On My Level for 10 years. You are a new kid on the block, my friend. Welcome to Game 5.
It really is just incredible composure. Like, there's no other word for it. Being able to kind of stay calm, being able to adapt to a matchup. Again, you're not playing nearly as often. You gotta give it
Fountain
to
of Dreams.
Okay.
HBox is scared SDJ off of Dreamland.
Let's see how the pace changes right here. HBox found a mix-up by the ledge to account for SDJ's low recoveries right there. It's the fair into the counter hit bear. SDJ tried to make some counterplay back by just going for air dodges to cover through.
Now,
wasn't enough.
Still low recovery. Okay, manages to get back.
Like the dash attack. Dash attack in general in this matchup is something you can do a lot at low percents to kind of mix up the spots depending on their TI.
Another one, yeah. It's catching the jump out of shield from HBox is what they're doing there with the dash attack.
See, this is where the corner does matter a lot, right? Like there still are situations. It's like a hard thing because once you play it, you really feel it, but
and the thing about this setup too is HBox is dipping so low that even if SDJ sinks it all the way to the bottom, they might run out of jumps now.
Yeah, 100%.
I like as well HBox trying to kind of use drill to poke shield. You know, you mentioned that shield pokes haven't been frequent in this set, but still.
On stock 1? Who is this man?
That's the thing. We haven't even talked about the pop-off that is charging in this man's body. The tension is building.
Do you see the sweat right above the little glimmer right there?
Yes.
I can see that bead rolling down HBox's cheek right now.
It's slowly approaching the cheek right here.
Everyone needs to take any chair that is close to HBox and
get it out
pull it away. Pull it out of the way.
He needs a small radius right here. For
exactly. He has an AoE effect when it happens, man.
A couple splash damage might be coming through. Watch out to the folks in front. Shout out to New York.
This is the thing, too. You know, the difference between the kind of sets that we're watching right now is that HBox is actually someone who has, like, I don't really know how else to put it, but, like, a really intense aura.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And you're in the chair against him, and you're thinking, like, man, like, this could have been a terrible SD.
Yeah, I want to say I passed HBox after the winner's side set versus Moki, where he lost that 1-3-2. And, I mean, it was a lot of just self-talk of, like, this was my bracket path. This was an easy one for me to get. So, I mean, the dude is locked in, certainly right now. And you can see it clear as day, right? On the precipice of a reverse 3-0.
This is hype. I actually, like, you know, we were talking a little bit about talking down to Puff Dittos, but this has been good so far.
No, this has been amazing.
Yeah,
absolutely. What a great set.
GOML just is blessed this year, man. This is the set that we were thinking, like,
even the Puff Dittos.
It might not be that good, and it's been so good. And moving
we put
forward
that
from this,
in the movie reviews. Even
the Puff
Dittos. Exactly. 5 stars, you know?
Roll.
Yep.
And HBox is ready for it. Yep.
And because it was backwards roll, if I'm not mistaken, it's a little bit slower on frame data, so you can find that dash grab.
Oh, I think SDJ wanted a bear out there, and it didn't come out. SDJ recovering high?
Yep.
No. SDJ actually baiting HBox to go high so that they can get ledge. Here's low again. Doesn't work out. SDJ, your escape routes have been sealed. They've been closed shut. How do you get back to the stage?
Emergency exits. Don't take the elevators. Stairs only. Let's see what he's got.
Oh, man. HBox just
terrible DI.
That was very bad DI.
It's just because HBox was drifting away, trying to get away from a move. It's understandable. It happens with Puff.
But, I mean, that's a huge implication, right? Only 18% on SDJ.
Oh, and I like that you point out, it happens with Puff, but especially in this matchup where it's, like, all about the drift. You know, in a set, like, say, versus Zane or something, I think the DI is a little less forgivable, but you're always moving.
The crowd is just growing in power. They're just yelling.
What are they yelling
about? They're summoning an entity here. The entity that HBox will transform into if he wins this set.
Oh my gosh, only 10% separating these two players right now. Halfway through our timer once again.
Oh, wanted the roll, but it was the wrong roll.
Oh my gosh. This is just so close. Any big kind of damage?
Wave dash forward, he tried to go for it, roll instead.
Again, that's what I mean about the mix-ups on the dash attack. You just kind of throw it out, and it covers like a solid escape option.
When's the last time they've been separated by more than like 20%?
It has been 3,000 years, my friends.
God.
HBox playing from behind.
Oh, that's a scary position to be in, right above HBox.
Especially with the platform moving down.
But the shield drops. I mean, SDJ showed that in early games as well.
That's a good point. Oh! And a little pop-up from SDJ there after his stock. So big, only 75%.
Is HBox going to be out of GOML at 7th after he worked so hard to make it back here?
Already suffered one heartbreaking Game 5 loss to Moki.
Crowd is behind SDJ right now,
not
but
enough.
HBox
jumps.
No jumps.
Yup.
What a call out. We're going to last stop, game 5.
And a puff ditto.
Man.
And we're not set for timeout as it is right now. A lot of time on the clock, 2.5 minutes.
The crowd is conflicted. First they were on SDJ, then they turned coat to Hungrybox.
Wait a sec! Wait a sec!
No jumps really. Okay, back to the platform.
Look at that drift back right there.
Oh,
no
so
punish
good.
to be found.
I love Zane bringing up the percent difference. This whole game
It's been
has been
so
close.
Oh, what?
Oh, tricky movement. Not going to amount to much. HBox takes only 10%,
Okay.
2%. Oh
Okay,
my God.
This is big. The hold in.
Oh,
Wait.
big back here. Not
We're running out of
enough.
resources. Goes high.
High
Oh my
again.
gosh, this could be it.
Only a couple jumps left. I don't think SDJ has jumps. I don't think
Do you
SDJ
feel
has
it?
jumps.
Do you feel it? I can feel
It's
something
up there.
mounting. I can
There
feel
it
it.
is.
Don't fish too hard though.
One more interaction might be all it takes. It starts with SDJ now.
I love the shield there. Just drip down, keep it simple. Oh
Wait.
my God.
Oh my God. HBox don't throw to Polish and SDJ on the same weekend. Here we go. Better end of that exchange. Does he call out the recovery? No. SDJ finds left. Forward throw.
Living just barely. Oh, that was so scary.
So close.
Oh my God, that fair. No, the get him attack.
No way.
Oh,
No
the
way.
riskiest pound ever.
Oh my God.
Spacing around it. Is that going to do it?
No, it's not. You need to find an aerial now. SDJ's just drifting in. HBox doesn't want to risk it.
Oh my gosh. The pop-off we are about to
1
see.
minute.
Oh,
That's it. And there it is. Oh, the chair.
Oh my God.
I called it, guys. What the hell?
Not again. For the second
He's
one.
not going to do it.
But he
He's not gonna
reconsiders.
do it. But you thought about it for a second. Hide your kids. Hide your wife. Hungrybox is done with the reverse 3-0. SDJ out of the tournament in 7th place.
This man really said, get on my level, okay? He said, get on my freaking level.
Oh, no, Randall.
The cloud in the crowd.
He's about to take his shirt off.
If that is indicative at all of what...
They're all cheering for Hungrybox.
The year of the HBox is here, folks. They wanted it at Collision. The last time HBox had won a major was Riptide. Riptide. Over 2 years. Almost 2 years ago now. This could be his moment, and it started with a puff ditto, of all things.
I am shell-shocked. I am shell-shocked. The mental fortitude that this man has is just otherworldly. Because Game 3 looked like SDJ's game too.
Yep.
I mean, and every single game was so close. Oh, and you see SDJ reeling back, knowing that they had it
See, the
right
thing
in
is,
their
they
grasp.
could pull all the other chairs away, but they couldn't pull the chair that he was sitting on. God damn.
We need to make him go back to stand
Oh my
box.
God.
Oh, man.
But wait. This is what makes it so iconic. You see the rage?
No, I shouldn't.
Oh my
Save
God,
it for
the
next
slow-mo.
time. Save it for next time. We said it before, guys.
The vibes are
Create
immaculate.
a radius,
Yeah.
a splash zone in the front row.
We need to make him go back to standing. I don't care if you can see
we
the
can't
other
give him
players'
chairs
reactions.
anymore.
We
He
can't
cannot have
make him play on
chairs.
a beanbag. At least that's softer, please.
Oh my God, Hungrybox, a reverse 3-0 in the Puff Mirror match.
Oh.
Of course, congratulations to SDJ on a great
Yes,
run,
of
making it
course,
to
of
top
course.
8. But
I do want to
oh my
point out
God.